Still, it has been more than 4 months since I nominated Loretta Lynch to serve as Attorney General. And this time, Republican leaders in Congress won't even let her nomination come up for a vote. In fact, by Monday, Loretta will have been languishing on the Senate floor for longer than the 7 previous Attorney Generals combined.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's the president. Of course, Dick Durbin played the race card on that, saying that the Republicans have put Loretta Lynch on the back of the bus. One of the people who have written extensively about why Loretta Lynch should not be confirmed is Sidney Powell, former DOJ official, former assistant U.S. attorney, and chief of the appellate section in Texas, and author of License to Lie, Exposing Corruption in the Department of Justice. And good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Steve.
All right, so let's talk about this. There's a story that you have at theobserver.com about how Loretta Lynch was caught in a deceptive disclaimer. What's that all about?
Yes, in her answers to Senator Hatch's written questions, she completely distanced herself from a very controversial case that's been highly litigated in the last several years. It's a case involving a man by the name of Felix Sater who had stolen millions in a fraud scam. And then the department and Ms. Lynch's office cut a very favorable plea deal with him, pursuant to which he cooperated with the government. They left him out of jail for 10 years.
Wow. And
apparently he committed other frauds while he was out of prison. At the same time he was supposedly cooperating with the government. It was all done in secret. And then in answer to Senator Hatch's question, she said, well, that was before her tenure as United States Attorney that the deal was made and he pled guilty. When in truth, she signed the information, the original criminal charges against him as acting United States Attorney. And people who want to split hairs say, oh, well, you know, technically she wasn't United States Attorney. But she was first assistant United States Attorney,
right,
I believe, at the time, and she was smack in the middle of all of it.
It depends on the meaning of the word is or United States Attorney or whatever. Right, so she's just using a technicality to deny culpability here at all.
Yes, and Sater was allowed to proceed without making any restitution to his victims, and the Crime Witness Restitution Act is mandatory.
You know, this is a charade. I've been told that there's just enough Republicans that are going to go along with the vote while the others could feign outrage and say, oh, we don't want her, she's not good enough, but they just have the 4 or so that'll put her over the top and get her elected. So the whole thing, I'm told, is just an act.
I've heard that too. I hate to think that.
Yeah, I know. But
I really think a lot of the senators should reconsider in light of her answer to that question,
yeah,
because that's precisely the kind of disavowance of responsibility and hair splitting that poses a problem in the Department of Justice throughout.
It is sickening. All right, now on to the Obama executive order, which a Texas judge said was unconstitutional and put a halt to his shenanigans. Now the appeal by the Obama administration has gotten expedited to Fifth Circuit Court, and they're going to hear oral arguments on this next month, I think the 17th of April, right?
Yes, the Fifth Circuit has granted an expedited appeal at the government's request of Judge Hanen's injunction stopping the enforcement of the amnesty provisions.
See, I say it like a layman, and then you spell it out in legal terms. So it's a 2-hour oral argument. What are the chances? Talk about the Fifth Circuit Court. Where are they apt to fall? What do you think?
The Fifth Circuit is generally a very conservative court, and I would call it generally pro-government. But on this issue, Judge Hanen's injunction maintains the status quo. So there's really no harm in allowing the injunction to remain in effect certainly until they hear the actual merits of the injunction issues themselves.
So this oral argument is to lift the injunction, is to let Obama's executive order proceed pending further pending further litigation.
Correct.
So I sounded a little bit like a lawyer there, right?
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Okay. So this isn't like to determine, constitutional or unconstitutional,
No.
then on to the next court. Do you think the Supreme Court will also fast track this event? Not eventually, but soon.
I don't think so. I think the Supreme Court would let the Fifth Circuit proceed to decide the injunction issue on its merits before it considered the case in any way.
Okay, so the Fifth Circuit will hear these arguments, and then how soon do they rule on this after they hear the oral arguments? Because in the Supreme Court, it's months.
Right. They could decide on the stay issue fairly soon, within a week or two even. but they've ordered briefing on the merits of the injunction, and those briefs won't be filed completely until, I believe, the end of May.
Great.
And they've also allowed the senators and anyone who wanted to file an amicus brief,
Right,
a
to
friend
do
of the
so,
court
yeah.
brief, to weigh in on the issue too.
Going to be very interesting. Mark that. That's 2 days after tax day, ladies and gentlemen. So for whatever that's worth. All right, Sidney, thank you as always.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
it. Up
Steve.
next, folks, more of the Steve Malzberg Show.